Welcome to the VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Said it multiple times, Tennessee had a ton of good talent on campus this past weekend. First practice in pads, the energy levels were high. Kids were flying around making plays, and Tennessee had a lot of kids on campus taking in that practice. And then I saw last night a video from Steve Wiltfong kind of talking about overall recruiting plus the weekend for Tennessee. I want to get into his comments and let you guys see those. Also, something from Jacob Warren that I think a lot of you guys will dig as well. Before we do it, you guys already know what to do. Real quick, smash the thumbs up just below the video. Quick, free, easy. Helps the channel. I would appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin' VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Got a fun live stream coming tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Fan call-in show. That's where you, the members of the channel, have an opportunity. We're going to talk spring practice. We'll talk recruiting. You are in charge. For the fans, by the fans means something. Tonight is your show, but make sure your membership is updated. Hit that join button down below. We'll have some fun tonight. Also, four-star quarterback Jake Merklinger scheduled to make his decision tomorrow around lunchtime. So myself, Coach Jay, going to go live probably around 11:30 a.m. And kind of count you down to his commitment. We'll stream it live on air. Should be a great time. So come hang out for that as well. Let's jump into these comments from Steve Wiltfong. Again, at the beginning, he's going to talk about the overall weekend, the recruiting, where Tennessee is at, and then we're going to go into an individual prospect that he mentions that Tennessee would love to have. Let's take a listen.
Well, look, this is a program that for the first time since the turn of the century is selling actual results on the field and not promise and potential, right? It was their first 11-win season since 2001. They were ranked number one at one point in the season. And so there's a lot of excitement around Tennessee for Coach Heupel and his staff.
You know, we keep talking about that momentum in recruiting, capitalizing on an 11-win season, the first 11-win season in what, 2 decades? But then we also on the same side say, oh, we got to be patient. We can't put too much into 2023. But if kids are taking notice, if they are taking notice to what this football team did in 2022, 11 wins, Orange Bowl win, being ranked at the top of the college football playoff rankings at one point, how important is 2023 to keep that momentum going? You have to continue that fight. You have to continue to show that it's not just a fluke, that it's not just a one and done, that Josh Heupel is the real deal, and he's going to be able to land some of these top recruits. I think it is crucial. 2023 is an important year. I'm not saying they got to go win a national championship or even go to Atlanta for an SEC championship, but you have to continue to make progress. Let's hear more from Steve Wiltfong, 247 Sports.
As they continue along there in Knoxville, they had a top 10 class last year. They're sitting at number 9 this year and had some top targets on campus. That begins with top 247 cornerback Aaron Scott from Springfield, Ohio. He's also high on Ohio State, Michigan, several others. Said his Tennessee visit was great and that the balls are right there next to the Midwest powerhouses for his signature. He talked about the vibe there, talked about their upward trajectory of competing in the SEC. And he thinks he's the type of player that can help carry it forward for Tim Banks and company there. I think they're in a good spot for Max LeBlanc.
That's the main kid that I want to focus on. Cornerback Aaron Scott. Going to get his profile shared up on the screen here. You know, and I think when we talk about recruiting, Tennessee did a good job adding defense in the class of 23. A lot of big-time players, you know, at the linebacker position specifically. We're already hearing about Arian Carter making plays in practice. We're hearing good things about Jordan Matthews and Ricky Gibson, some legitimate dudes in the secondary. That's something that's been missing in this program for quite some time. We know Josh Heupel's offense is going to have success. He's going to go score points. Now we're hearing rumors that Hendon Hooker could possibly go as early as number 5 in the draft. I saw one article that said certain people predicted him to be the number 1 draft pick had he not injured his knee. That's good news. That's good for Josh Heupel, showing player development, what we can do. But the offense is never going to be a problem. A lot of us have kind of discussed, argued, disagreed about Tim Banks, Willie Martinez. Are they going to get it done defensively, particularly on the back end? Is it Jimmys and Joes or is it X's and O's? Well, they got to continue to recruit. Aaron Scott is one of those kids that they could get added in the class of 24 that would be absolutely huge. You can see there on the screen, 5'11 and a half, 165 pounds. The 247 Sports profile Shows him at 6 foot, 170 pounds. So take it for what it's worth. I don't know if that's been verified or not, but you can see on3.com has him as the number one player coming out of the state of Ohio, second ranked corner in the country, 11th ranked nationally, the 11th ranked player in the country. This is a big time prospect. These are the type of kids that I was asking AP about last Friday night when I said the Sammy Browns, the Jarrett Gibsons. Does Tennessee have a legitimate shot at some of these dudes? AP said, yeah, you got to push, you got to work, you got to try to get them recruited and hope you can land a few of them, a couple of them. Can you land 2 of them? You can see there the On3 recruiting prediction machine obviously has Ohio State way out front. Again, a Midwest kid. Steve Wiltfong there mentioned Michigan, but again, it's early in this process. Did Tennessee make enough of an impact this weekend? I saw some quotes from his interview with VAWLS. Talked a lot about the energy of practice, talked a lot about the culture. The quote here says the last couple of years they have been on a roll and they aren't going to stop now. So that is what I like about them the most. So again, is it is about winning. Is that how you continue to add these kids? But you can't just live on one 11-win season. Now, the comments I mentioned earlier from Jacob Warren, some of you guys were talking about these in the Facebook group, and it kind of reiterates that. You got to continue to win. It's not about last year. And this is what Jacob Warren had to say.
Just, man, last year is over. We had a good year last year, a great year last year, and understanding that we can't just show up and that happen again, right? We got to put the work in. Last year's team put a lot of work in to get where we were. So, being able to match that, right? Or put in more work and understanding that, it's not just going to get handed to us this year just because we had a good year last year. So
that's what senior leadership looks like. I'm so glad that Jacob Warren made the decision to come back for one last ride. I would love nothing more than him to have a breakout year, big time year, something like Princeton Fant put together last season. But that's what leadership looks like. And if guys in the locker room can continue that type of leadership and keep everybody focused, we can't live on last year. We got to still put the work in. We got to go do it again, particularly on offense. We can't just say that we're the number one offense in the country. We got to go prove it year in and year out. Scouting report on Aaron Scott from Gabe Brooks, 247 Sports National Scouting Analyst, says adequate height with good length. Verified entering junior season. Looks and plays larger than verified size. Length manifests in ball production. Not only picked off 5 passes as a junior, but got his hands on everything else. Disruptive and consistently competitive at the catch point. Good ball skills as evidenced by counting stats. Hyper competitive. I love that. You like to see on the outside plays, aware with obvious anticipatory instincts. Has shown competency in a variety of coverages and has also played over the top on occasion. Excellent athletic profile with basketball and limited track and field experience, punching it off the bounce as 1-foot jumper in sophomore hoops campaign. Terrific functional athlete whose verified markers in testing and track suggest room for improvement in overall explosiveness, including top-end gear. Strong in coverage, but needs to add mass and strength as a tackler to be more consistent in that department. Wraps up here, bona fide high major defensive back prospect who can probably live at the corner in the long run, but also may provide roster value as a secondary chameleon, potential to become a multi-year impact player with NFL draft upside. So that's the scouting report on Aaron Scott. Again, he was on campus this past weekend. Like the vibe, like the culture. Ohio State way out front, but this is how you get in there, man. You get in there, you show them what Tennessee has to offer, you continue to recruit, you go win games, and then people start to take notice. How many of these guys can they get in the boat? Is it what AP said? Get 1 or 2 of them, and then fill this roster up with some solid prospects beneath that, and then go win games with X's and O's. But I'm excited to see particularly Tim Banks. We know who Willie Martinez is. I'm excited to see what Tim Banks can do as he continues to add players, legitimate depth on defense. What they've done with the defensive line under Rodney Garner has been impressive. But then, again, you're adding linebackers, secondary in the class of 22, the class of 23. So can they continue that with a guy like Aaron Scott in the class of 2024? We shall see. Don't forget tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, fan call-in show. Always a good time. We'll get as many of you guys on as we can. But again, make sure your memberships are up to date down below. We start with the highest tiers and work our way down and get as many of you guys through the show as we can. And then Thursday, we'll go live around 11:30 a.m. Myself, Coach Jay, take you all the way up to 4-star quarterback Jake Merklinger's decision at 12:10 p.m. Eastern time. But you know what to do on the way out the door. you can't get out of here without doing a little work. Smash the thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Go check out the merchandise, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope to see you again tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, but that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.